The library
is open.
Kink is a preference? Is that correct?
Oh God, I've never been asked to define the word kink before I partake.
Kink, like in the hair? I just learned that that's where the term comes from like having a kink. It is a twist on, I guess, normative sexuality, sort of like sexuality forged in the crucible of repressed desire, right? The fun stuff.
Oh, you're asking the right person. To me, kink is any sort of pleasure-based practice or experience that goes outside of social norms of what's acceptable at the intersection of sexuality, sensuality, power play, and pleasure. Kink is the opposite of heteronormative, vanilla, missionary sex.
Kink is approaches to sexuality that are not sanctioned by heteronormative cultures. They are fun things to do about and around sex that we have decided to label as being outside of the acceptable boundaries. They are fun, nasty things.
It's just like, you're kinky. You like being like tied up or smacked around, or you like tying someone else up or smacking them around, or role-playing some sort of like secretary or librarian or Florida retiree role play. I don't know what your kink is.
When I transitioned, I realized, coming out of 2 marriages to women and formerly being a lesbian, that there were lots of things that I didn't know about, like BDSM, kink, that I had no understanding or experience of. So the anthropologist in me drew up a fuck it list, and in the last 3 years, I have been slowly working through that fuck it list and finding out exactly what kink is. I've discovered that I do not do well being trussed up like a turkey. That doesn't work for me at all. But there are certain elements of kink which are really pleasurable and enjoyable. Owning my power, stepping into my power.
Kink is really about freedom. It's really about claiming the type of desire you want and engaging in it. Kink is liberation, I think, for a lot of folks.
And kink doesn't always have to be sexual. A lot of it is around power dynamics and different kinds of sensory pleasures that, for one person, getting your nipples clamped sounds like torture, and for someone else, it's euphoric. For one person, having impact play sounds like barbaric, and for someone else, it's better than therapy.
BDSM can be enormously healing for people to work through trauma, to work through experiences, and kink has an important part to play in our community.
To me, I would say kink is inherently queer, absolutely. Because for me, part of what makes anyone, I view them as queer, is if they express themselves in a way that's outside of socialized norms of binary and heteronormative behavior.
I think that there's a lot of places where people in the kink community, their experience of life overlaps with queer people, but it's also completely different. So I don't think that just because you like getting spanked in bed that means that that you're queer. You know what I mean? I think it means you're kinky, party on.
Gay, 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 gay.